You're at the gym, staring at that barbell. It's the weight you normally lift, but today it might as well be a mountain. Frustration builds as you struggle, muscles straining, mind racing. Why can't I do this today? You think. That gnawing sense of defeat creeps in, questioning your abilities, your strength, your very identity. This is where most people falter. They let their ego run wild, telling them they failed, they're weak. But the Stoic, the Alpha, doesn't succumb to this mental chaos. Instead, they pause, they reflect. What is different today? They wonder. What can I learn from this moment? They know that the real strength lies not in the weight they lift, but in the questions they ask. It's these questions that crush the ego and reveal true power. Imagine a scenario where this critical moment is mishandled. You allow frustration to cloud your judgment. You ignore the signs and push recklessly. The barbell crashes down, not just physically, but metaphorically onto your spirit. In the short term, you risk injury, sidelining your progress for weeks, even months. In the long term, you breed a mindset where defeat defines your narrative. Socially, this failure isn't just personal. Picture the judgment in the eyes of onlookers, the whispers questioning your competence. Friends see you as the once promising, now fallen, the once stalwart athlete, now drowned in self-doubt and ridicule. Regret festers, and as time passes, it doesn't fade. It hardens, calcify into a barrier against future success. The stakes aren't just in the weight. They're in every aspect of life that demands resilience. Introspection isn't a sign of weakness. It's the mark of the wise. So, when you face your mountain, don't ask, why can't I? Ask, what can I discover? And there, in those answers, lies your path to growth. The barbell may not have lifted today, but you rise, fortified with knowledge and resilience, prepared for tomorrow. The real victory is in this transformation, this evolution of self, sculpting not just muscles but character. That's the legacy of the Alpha, the Stoic, the true champion. Question number 1. What do you mean by that? You are in a negotiation, standing before the polished desk of a car dealership. The salesman leans in, a practiced smile on his face, and asserts confidently, "This is the best offer you'll get today." Weak people nod along, eager to please, too afraid to disrupt the flow. They accept these words as gospel, blinded by surface-level assurances. But the Stoic, the Alpha, he knows better. He understands that true wisdom lies beneath the veneer of salesmanship and pleasantries. He looks the salesman straight in the eye and asks, "What do you mean by this being the best offer?" This question, simple yet profound, pierces through layers of assumption. It demands clarification, exposing any hidden fees or undisclosed terms lurking beneath the surface. By questioning the meaning of best offer, you shift the power dynamics, forcing transparency and honesty. You dismantle the ego-driven facade with single inquiry. The strength of precision in your inquiry leaves no room for ambiguity. In this moment, you demonstrate the power of precise inquiry. Clarity isn't just a tool, it's a weapon. And with it, you carve out truth from deception, understanding from confusion, strength from weakness. But what happens if you fail to wield this tool of precision? Imagine this. You've been led into a trap woven with slick words and enticing promises. You leave the dealership, keys in hand, convinced that you've walked away with the deal of the century. But reality has a cruel sense of humor. Days turn into weeks, and soon those hidden costs come crawling out from the shadows. An unrelenting tide of buyer's remorse and frustration sweeps over you as you realize you've been played for a fool. You see, ignorance isn't bliss, it's expensive. Failing to ask the right questions leaves you vulnerable, exposed to the whims of those all too ready to exploit your silence. This is not just about losing money. It's about the sting of realizing you were deceived, the bitter taste of regret settling in as you whisper to yourself, "If only I had known." Socially, the impact is no less devastating. In trying to impress, you inadvertently reveal your own naivety. Friends and family, privy to your amazing deal, Soon hear about the added costs, the changes in terms, and your inability to stand firm. The embarrassment lingers far longer than any financial loss, tarnishing your image as someone savvy and sharp. Instead, you're perceived as someone easily misled. In the realm of negotiation, precision and inquiry are your allies. The failure to employ these tools isn't just a momentary lapse. It's a lost battle. However, by embracing this strategy, you transform from mere participant to master negotiator. You ensure that each decision is backed by clarity and confidence, leaving no room for deception to take root. Question number 2. How do you know that? You find yourself among a throng of curious onlookers at a lively street performance. The air crackles with electricity, anticipation hanging thick as spectators await the performer's next mesmerizing feat. Laughter and gasps ripple through the crowd. However, before the performance can reach its zenith, a voice slices through the charged atmosphere, accusing the performer of deceit and trickery. Suddenly, the focus shifts. This is the moment where many falter. Weak individuals, those who lack the resilience of their own reason, often jump conclusions, accepting accusations without question. They let their emotions take the wheel, becoming puppets of their own assumptions. What if you, too, were to falter? Imagine the scene in painstaking detail. You hear the accusation, and without a second thought, you join the chorus of doubt. The accusation spreads like wildfire, whispers turning into cries of fraud. The performer, initially a master of skill and wonder, is now surrounded by a jury formed from the crowd, their reputations hanging by a thread. Social defeat is palpable. As you walk away, a haunting shadow of regret follows, whispering, "What if I was wrong?" This doubt lingers as you realize you contributed to the dismantling of someone's hard-earned artistry and craft. The weight of social defeat isn't light. Regret becomes a gnawing presence in your mind, a constant reminder of your failure to uphold reason and fairness. You think back to the faces in the crowd. Some turn away in disgust, others in disappointment. Relationships deform as those closest to you question your judgment, your capacity for fairness. The ripple effect of hasty judgment spreads further than you'd care to imagine. Could you live with having played a part in an injustice born of assumptions? In stark contrast, within the realm of dark stoicism, you wield a different tool, a Socratic question. The Stoic doesn't react. He questions. In the face of the accusation, you turn with deliberate calm to the accuser and ask, "How do you know they are not genuine?" This simple yet powerful question shifts the dynamics dramatically. It's no longer about the accusation itself, but about the foundation upon which it stands. It demands evidence, clarity, and truth. As the accuser stumbles over their own words, scrambling to piece together a convincing argument, the veneer of certainty they once wore crumbles. Their evidence is revealed as shaky, mere fragments of hearsay and assumption. In this moment, the truth begins to surface. The performer's authenticity stands strong, unhindered by unfounded claims. This exercise isn't merely about defending a street performer. It's a rigorous reminder to dig deeper, to transcend surface-level judgments. Never accept claims at face value. Always ask, "How do you know that?" With this question, you strip away the mask of assumption, peeling back layers until the truth is laid bare. You rise above the fray, distinguished by your commitment to reason and fairness. Think of this as a strategy, a step-by-step guide to navigating the murky waters of doubt and assumption. By integrating these steps into your life, you embody the essence of dark stoicism. You become a beacon of reason in a world often clouded by hasty judgments and emotional reactions. In doing so, you not only protect the innocent, but also uphold the integrity of your own character in the eyes of others and, most importantly, yourself. Question number 3. What if you're wrong? You are in a negotiation at the bustling farmer's market. You believe the produce isn't as fresh as the vendor claims. The weak approach? Accepting the vendor's word without question, swayed by their confidence or charm. But the Stoic, the Alpha, does differently. You fix your gaze, steady and unyielding, and ask, What if you're wrong about the freshness? This simple yet powerful question shifts the dynamics. The vendor pauses, caught off guard. Now, they're forced to reevaluate their stock, reconsider their confidence. You've planted a seed of doubt, not to undermine, but to seek the truth. This is the essence of questioning certainty. By challenging assumptions, you not only ensure the quality of what you receive, but also assert your own presence, your own power. In a world that often moves too fast to question, you stand as a beacon of reason, of strength. Imagine the alternative. You walk away from a vendor without posing that critical question. You take their assurances at face value, trusting their polished smile and engaging pitch. Hours later, as you prepare a meal with your newly purchased produce, you notice the telltale signs of subpar quality. Bruised tomatoes, wilted greens, a distinct lack of freshness. A sinking feeling of disappointment encroaches, but worse than that, a lingering sense of self-betrayal. You had the opportunity to question, to probe deeper, yet settle for assumptions. As you reflect on the encounter, the regret deepens. Every bite of your substandard meal becomes a bitter reminder of missed opportunity. You realize the cost of silence was not just a few dollars spent, but a blow to your self-reliance, your integrity. The stakes are high. Without the courage to question, you risk not just lower quality goods, but an erosion of self-trust, an undermining of your inner strength. The strategy to avoid this pitfall requires precise steps, executed with authority and poise. Begin with observation. Train your senses to pick up on inconsistencies, the slight discoloration in an apple, the subtle wilting of a lettuce leaf. These are your cues, the cracks in the vendor's confident facade. Once you identify them, engage directly. Maintain eye contact, projecting confidence and clarity with your body language. You are not accusing, you are inquiring, seeking clarity. The power lies in the formulation of your question. What if you're wrong about the freshness? Is not just a query. It is a subtle challenge, one that requires a vendor to introspect and justify their claim. The pause it induces is your victory. In that moment of hesitation, they reveal uncertainty, providing you the leverage you need to either negotiate a better deal or walk away with your esteem intact. Maintain a tone that is sharp yet respectful. Your goal is not to antagonize, but to illuminate. As you ask, your voice should carry a balance of firmness and openness, inviting truth rather than confrontation. In this, you embody the Stoic qualities, calm, reason, and resolute. Integrating this approach into your interactions transforms not just market negotiations, but all areas of life. It positions you as a thinker or strategist, capable of navigating complexities with ease. When others falter in the face of uncertainty, you thrive, grounded in the power of your questions. By mastering the art of inquiry, you not only secure the quality you deserve, but fortify your sense of self. You become a force of nature, unyielding in your quest for truth and autonomy, carving out a path of integrity and wisdom in a world too easily swayed by superficial charm. This is a legacy of the questioner, the true Stoic, the true alpha in every walk of life. Question number 4, why does that matter? You find yourself alone, late at night, wrestling with the ghosts of past failures. The room is silent, but your mind is anything but. It's replaying those moments, those decisions, over and over again. The weak crumble under this weight, letting the memories erode their self-esteem, mired in regret and self-pity. But not you. A true Stoic, an alpha, takes a different path. You ask yourself the critical question, why does this failure matter to me? It's not just a question. It's a technique to uncover significance. In this moment, you aren't hiding from your past. You're confronting it head-on. By asking, why does this failure matter? You peel back the layers to reveal something deeper. You discover the personal values that these failures threaten or highlight. Maybe it's pride, ambition, or integrity. Perhaps it's something even more profound, a core belief that drives you. But consider for a moment the what-if disaster. What if you fail to apply this rule? What if you ignore the opportunity to dissect your failures and transform them? You risk sinking into a quagmire of social defeat and regret. Picture yourself at a crossroads, each path laden with a residue of failures unexamined. The unchecked, unchallenged failures cling to your psyche like shadows, whispering the narrative of inadequacy and missed opportunity. In this scenario, every social interaction becomes a reminder of your perceived shortcomings, gradually chipping away at your confidence. You become ensnared in a cycle of self-doubt, projecting an image of defeat that others seem to notice and exploit, whether subtly or overtly. The stakes are high, and the repercussions of inaction are severe. Imagine attending a gathering, your mind preoccupied with the specters of your past failures. You see others who have seemingly moved on, who exude a confidence you yearn for. The conversations you have feel stilted, your laughter forced. You become hyper-aware of every misstep, every stutter, using them as further proof of your perceived inadequacy. This spiral leads to isolation, both socially and internally, fueling a narrative of self-defeat that becomes increasingly difficult to escape. To avoid this fate, you must embark on a strategy that is both methodical and transformative. The first step is introspection. Find a quiet space, a refuge where you can be alone with your thoughts. In this place, silence isn't your enemy but your ally, providing a canvas upon which you can project the raw images of your failures without the distractions of the outside world. Ask yourself, why does this failure matter? But do not settle for the first answer that comes to mind. Probe deeper. Challenge yourself to uncover the underlying values and beliefs that have been threatened by this failure. Once you've identified these core tenets, the next step is alignment. Recognize that these failures have highlighted areas where your actions diverge from your values. This is not a moment for self-flagellation, but for recalibration. Consider the adjustments needed to realign your actions with your values. This might require setting new goals or revisiting old ones with a renewed sense of purpose. Next, embrace resilience. Understand that failure is not a terminal endpoint, but a stepping stone towards growth. This mindset shift is crucial. Visualize each setback not as a wall, but as a stepping stone that elevates you closer to your ultimate potential. Resilience is cultivated through repeated practice. It's a muscle that strengthens with each use. So, engage with small, manageable challenges that allow you to practice resilience, growing stronger and more adept at navigating future failures. Finally, let reflection be your constant guide. Regularly carve out time to reflect, to ask yourself the probing questions that keep you aligned with your values. What have you learned from your latest challenge? How has it reshaped your understanding of your goals? This continuous cycle of reflection and action ensures that you remain on a path of growth, using past failures as fuel for future success. In the silence of that room, ask yourself again, why does this matter? Let the answer guide you, not away from the past, but toward a future built on a foundation of unwavering principles. This is your path, the strategic, disciplined route that transforms failures into powerful catalysts for growth. Avoid the what a disaster by embracing this path with conviction and clarity. Question number 5. Were you assuming you are in a negotiation, a bustling coffee shop negotiation? That is, you order your usual black coffee, no frills. The barista hands you a caramel macchiato. Here's where the weak falter. They might grumble, accept a mistake, and walk away with something they didn't want, a missed opportunity. But the Stoic, the Alpha, does not let this slip by. They engage with precision. What are you assuming about my order? They ask the barista, cutting through the haze of miscommunication. This question exposes assumptions. Perhaps the barista assumed everyone wants sweet flavors. Perhaps they assumed it didn't matter. But this dialogue opens up the truth, a gap in communication. Suddenly, the air clears. The mistake is not just a mistake. It's an insight. The importance of clear communication is laid bare. The Stoic doesn't just want coffee. They want clarity, intention, and understanding. Use this question. Wield it like a sword to cut through ego and assumption. It's not just about getting the right drink. It's about mastering every interaction, shaping it to reflect your will. Consider the alternative universe where one fails to wield this powerful strategy. You receive your incorrect caramel macchiato and decide, perhaps in a moment of weakness or rush, to let it slide. At first, it seems trivial. What's one drink in the grand scheme of life? But herein lies a critical lesson. What if this seemingly small encounter sets a precedent? You leave the coffee shop, the unvoiced dissatisfaction lingering like a shadow. It begins to seep into your day, subtly eroding your confidence and control. At your next meeting, you hesitate to assert your ideas, worried you might be imposing. In a future negotiation, you sense a deal slipping away, but the words to redirect the conversation elude you. You become accustomed to accepting less than what you want, all because you allowed a simple oversight to go unchallenged. The cost of not speaking up transcends the immediate. It echoes into every interaction, teaching those around you that your needs can be bypassed, your desires overlooked. It tells the world you're content with what you're given, diminishing your influence and diluting your presence. You become a passive participant in your own life, a leaf in the wind, directionless and devoid of agency. By mastering these steps, you transform every interaction into an opportunity for growth and empowerment. You become the master of your environment, dictating the terms of your existence rather than reacting to them. This is a path of the Stoic, the Alpha, and it all begins with a single, well-placed question. You are in a negotiation, the tension palpable. Weak people crumble here, their egos driving them to react impulsively, defensive postures masking their insecurities. They fear the silence, the unknown, and so they fill the void with bluster and blames, tools of the fragile. But you, the Stoic, the Alpha, you understand the power of inquiry. You wield it like a sword, cutting through assumptions and ego-driven reactions. Your weapon? The Socratic method. You ask, what do you need to achieve from this? This question shifts the dynamic, forcing the other party to reflect, to question their own motives. The power lies in the pause. You let the silence hang, a deliberate tactic that draws out truth. They respond, I need this deal to succeed because... The conversation transforms from a battlefield of egos to a platform for genuine understanding. Consider for a moment the what a disaster, a scenario where you fail to embrace the power of questioning. Imagine being thrust into a high-stakes negotiation, but instead of wielding questions, you barrage the room with statements fueled by ego and presumption. Words become weapons of mass miscommunication, and soon, the negotiation deteriorates into chaos. The opposing party grows defensive, and opportunities for collaboration vanish. Your credibility collapses, leaving a wreckage of missed opportunities and social defeat. In the aftermath, regret gnaws at you, a reminder what could have been if only you had paused to ask. Without the clarity of questions, misunderstandings fester, and the potential for mutual growth shrivels away. Step 1. Prepare with purpose. Before entering any negotiation, arm yourself with a clear understanding of your objectives. Identify the key areas where questions can uncover hidden layers of meaning or insight. This preparation sets the stage for purposeful dialogue. Step 2. Embrace the silence. In the heat of negotiation, silence is your ally. After posing your question, resist the urge to fill the void with noise. Allow the pause to invite introspection, compelling your counterpart to reveal deeper truths. This silence is not empty. It is charged with potential. Step 3. Listen actively. As answers emerge, listen with intent. Active listening requires more than hearing words. It demands that you perceive emotions, motivations, and subtleties within responses. This insight becomes a foundation for your next question, guiding the dialogue toward clarity. Step 4. Ask open-ended questions. Guide conversations by posing open-ended questions. Instead of seeking confirmation, ask questions that expand possibilities. How do you envision the success of this project? Invites exploration and creativity, while closed questions limit discussion. Step 5. Reflect and clarify. After receiving responses, reflect them back for clarity. So what I'm hearing is, this step ensures mutual understanding and demonstrates respect for their perspective, fostering an environment of trust and collaboration. Through consistent questioning, you grow, shedding the skin of ignorance. You embrace dialogue, not as a mere exchange of words, but as a tool for profound reflection and insight. This is a transformation, a culture built on the foundation of inquiry, a society where questions drive understanding. The long-term benefits are undeniable. You cultivate wisdom, developing an ability to navigate the complexities of life with clarity. You become the master of your environment, dictating the terms of your existence rather than reacting to them. This is a path of the Stoic, the Alpha, and it all begins with a single, well-placed question. In the end, the art of questioning transcends negotiation. It permeates every facet of life, empowering you to build relationships, solve problems, and seize opportunities with confidence. This is your legacy, one of insight, understanding, and the transformative power of questioning.